Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So honestly, I don't even know how to process this news, but maybe you and other Americans watching can help make sense of it. So here's what happened. So recently the boss made a statement saying that farmers will be responsible for these people, referring to immigrants. According to him, there would be a system for signing them up so they could stay in the country legally, but not as Americans. You know, they'll pay taxes, work without receiving citizenship. He added that farmers need these people to do the work, as in these people, and without them, you're not going to bring, there'll be no farming, there'll be no farm produce. Now that part, those people and the entire idea has sparked a huge conversation online. Many are calling it nothing short of modern day slavery. The language, the setup, the implications, it's all raising serious concerns. So what I'm gonna do is roll the clip of exactly what the boss said, along with some of the reactions this has triggered on TikTok. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below after watching this. I'll come back at the end of this video to give my own 2 cents. Let's watch this.
We have a lot of cases where ICE will go into a farm, and these are guys working there for 10, 15 years, no problem. The farmers know them. We're going to put, it's called farmer responsibility or owner responsibility, where they're going to be largely responsible for these people. And they know these people. They've worked on the farms for 15 years, and all of a sudden so I have a great, Ron does, Christy does, we have a great feeling for the farmer and for others in the same position. And we're going to give them responsibility for people. And we're going to have a system of signing them up so they don't have to go. They can be here legally. They can pay taxes and everything else. They're not getting citizenship, but they get other things. And the farmers need them to do the work. Without those people, you're not going to be able to run your farm.
Are we making slavery okay in 2025? Trump just said that if farmers decide to take responsibility for the Hispanic workers that have been working their field for 10 or 15 years, then they can keep them and they don't have to be deported as long as they take responsibility for them. Does that sound familiar? You know why all this sounds familiar? Because after slavery, they used sharecropping and also convict leasing to tie black people to the land. They did not have a voice. They were afraid because their boss held all the power above their head. This is the exact same thing, but now it's with Hispanics. That's not compassion, that's control. Keeping people in the field, but they have no voice, they have no citizenship, they have no real freedom. It's just a business deal. It keeps their business rolling. They don't have a voice, but they can pay taxes. I mean, this is the same play. Work decades, pay taxes, live in fear. And the crazy thing about this is the Hispanic workers can only stay if the farmer signs their permission slip. So they know these workers are essential, but instead of giving them real status, they keep them dependent. That's not reform, that's exploitation. That's modern day bondage dressed up as a policy. This is Lady Queen Black with News.
Trump is proposing slavery to the immigrants who don't want to be deported. So what about the ones who never made it past the oceans, allegedly? What about the ones that they built the death trap for in Florida, alligator Alcatraz? And what about the ones who just was a matter of just getting their visas extended? All that they might have had time to do if they were allotted the time to up until September like they were supposed to, because everything else was done unlawfully. All the deportations were illegal because their time wasn't up to be able to, they didn't get due process simply. But if you think that slavery ends there, because the way it's going with the amount of people out of work, the homelessness, the benefits, all that stuff, the way all of that's going, yeah. Just what was the intent? To make America great again. To me, it looks like make America white. Not again, because they weren't the first one here. So, yeah. Why we can't all get along? Why we all just can't love each other? And then to have the word mega Christians come up the same mouth as mega. How can God be pleased with this? How can God be pleased with this? How can you call yourself a Christian? So, I don't see make America hate again. I don't see.
Okay, let me get this straight. Owner responsibility, you say. farmer responsibility. Y'all are gonna go to the farms and arrest the people. They can't get citizenship, but they can still work on the farms because we need them for the farmers. But they will be the farmers' responsibility. That sounds like slavery to me. You ever heard of sharecropping and slavery? As the president of the free world signs the big ugly bill, he's laughing about human ownership to work on farms. What is going on the 4th of July? There ain't nothing independent about this damn country, and then we're not going to get started on Alligator Alcatraz that's already flooded within 2 days of being opening from regular rain. They have a freaking concentration camp in a freaking hurricane. Somebody got to stop this. Somebody has to stop this. This cannot be good. We go to other countries and take leaders out of power for not having democracy, but we're over here in the United States and we don't have a good democracy. The republic has fallen. The republic has really fallen already. Our government is in shambles right now. And now that the big ugly bill is passed, I don't even know if we're going to be able to vote in the primaries. Who knows? They may come up with something like, you know what? It's time to band together and go back into back in the day and families getting together and living together and all this kind of stuff, protecting your communities and all of those type of things. What's going on, America? What the hell is going on, America? Because I'm confused. I'm confused. This is not what I served for. I served to protect the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and bear allegiance to the same, something like that. You know what I'm saying? But all I know is protecting. One thing that stuck with me was protect the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. You know what looks like a domestic enemy to me? MAGA and their leader. So if I'm kind of ticked off about it, I'm sure current serving soldiers, Marines, sailors, and airmen are ticking too, and other veterans alike. See, back then, during the Civil War, it was all your boys. Now, if the Civil War pop off, you may not get too much cooperation because you want us to go against us? You want us to make it bad for us? Somebody better do something. Something's got to give. It's a lot of crazy stuff going on out here, and if me as a veteran is looking at them as domestic enemies, are you? Hey, you know what? I'm gonna go to sleep. I know how to hustle. I'm from South Dallas. Hey, listen. I'ma eat. I don't know what y'all gonna do, but I'ma eat.
Slavery? Did he really say slavery? So they're taking slavery and they're gonna repackage it and say it's owner responsibility. It's owner responsibility to make sure the immigrants are kept in line, with ICE there to help. You know what?
There'll be workers who pay taxes who are not citizens, and they'll fall under ownership responsibility. What is that?
We're going back.
That's called slavery.
We're going back to.
Remember when Kanye said that slavery was a choice? Yes. We're literally sitting here and watching this man promote slavery, the enslavement of people, of human beings. And everyone's just like, what am I gonna give him a TikTok shop? What am I gonna do for 4th of July? Like, nobody cares. You're either gonna fight or you're gonna leave, or you're gonna accept it. But don't say that it's not a choice, because we could rise up, yet will we? Or we'll be distracted by Love Island again. Yeah.
We're going to work something where the farmers can be responsible for some of the people that have been. They have people around for 10, 15 years that they know very well. We're going to put them responsible and we're going to issue a form of a card or document, and the farmers are going to be responsible for these people. They're not going to have citizenship, but they'll be working, they'll be paying taxes. We need to get our farmers the people they need. Otherwise, our farmers aren't going to be able to do their land. You know, it was tried once before, many, many years ago, where there was a very strong guy, and he got everybody out, and every farm almost in the country, but every farm in California, every farm in Iowa, almost all the farms went bankrupt. They had nobody to work, and we don't want to have that situation. So we're going to work it. We're going to put our farmers and others in charge of the people that they have under them. They know the people, and I think it's going to work out really well. We're going to take care of our farmer, but we're going to get the criminals out. Okay?
Trump just said they're going to take the immigrants that they round up and give them to the farmers. And the farmers will be responsible for the immigrants. And they'll be given things and they'll be allowed to pay taxes. They just won't be given citizenship. But all the farmers will be in charge of the immigrants. That's indentured servitude. That's literally slavery. Trump is rounding up immigrants so that he can have them work the farms, but have the farmers have total power over the immigrants. He said this on his tour of Alligator Auschwitz. And what the living shit? He's bringing back slavery, guys. He's bringing back slavery.
Okay, so let me get this straight. Hispanic immigrants will now be the responsibility of palm color farmers. That's a new solution, right? That's how people get to legally stay in the United States. My question is, my Hispanic brothers and sisters, whether you're from Mexico or any other country, is life really that bad where you're coming from? Is it that bad home that this becomes the only option for survival? Let's talk about what's really being said here. You're being told that you can stay in the US, but only on one condition. You sign papers that basically binds you to a farm. You can't leave, you don't get citizenship, you can't vote, but you can pay taxes. You're good enough to contribute financially to do the back-breaking labor that fuels the agriculture system, but you're not American enough to share in the rights that come with that labor. Make that make sense? How is this not starting to sound like modern day slavery? You're tied to land. You are restricted. I think even in movements, I'm just saying, you're generating profit for someone else, and the language used, those people, is so dehumanizing. It echoes some of the ugliest periods of the US history. And now, before anybody tries to twist my words, YouTube, let me be clear. I'm not saying Trump himself used the term modern day slavery. I'm not saying that any of the people in these clips showed you, I've showed you that they used those exact words either. What I'm saying is that a growing number of people online are looking at this, setup, at this tone, this entire system being suggested that they're calling it what they believe it is, and what it feels like to a lot of people, especially those with ancestors who were subjected to similar treatment, is that this is a dangerous step backwards. We're living in a time where immigration is one of the most hot button issues in America. People are scared, people are divided, and instead of working toward human fair solutions that value the dignity and dreams of every person seeking a better life, we are now floating ideas that sound like repackaged exploitation. I mean, let's take a step back and really think about this. How would this look if we flipped the script? What if another country said, sure, you can come here, but only if you work under our industry, under our one employer with no path to citizenship, and you're not allowed to leave? Would be, every American would be outraged. Would be outraged. They'll be calling out human rights violations left and right. So why is this being normalized in the U.S.? It's especially painful when you think about the fact that so many immigrants already do some of the hardest, lowest paid labor in the country. They already face unsafe working conditions, limited legal protection, and constant fear of deportation. Now they're adding this new layer, legal documentation that binds them to one location and one employer. It's giving a contract bondage. It's giving you allowed to work, but if you agree to be controlled. That is not freedom. That's not opportunity. That is a trap. And we have to be honest about the racial undertones too. The fact that the responsibility is being handed to palm kernel farmers. That's not just logistics. That has cultural, historical, and social implications. We've seen that what kind of, we've seen what that kind of power imbalances can lead to in that country, okay? And it's terrifying to think that we're heading back there under the guise of immigration reform. So again, this video isn't to accuse or declare absolute truth. It's to ask questions. It's to open up a conversation. But because right now, there's a whole lot of people scratching their heads trying to make sense of it. Is this about helping immigrants, or is this about controlling them? Is this about building an inclusive America, or maintaining systems of labor that benefits a few at the expense of many? And maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there's a part of this plan that we're not seeing. But based on what was said, based on how it was said, and based on the way it's being interpreted across social media, this doesn't feel like progress. This feels like a regression. So I'm going to leave it here for now. But I truly want to hear from you, especially my Hispanic viewers. How does this make you feel? Does this sound like an opportunity, or does it sound like another form of control? And for anyone else watching, regardless of where you're from, do you believe this could actually work? Do you think this is a human just system, or is this just a historical history repeating itself under a new name? Please drop your thoughts in the comment section down below. Keep it respectful, but don't hold back, okay? This is important, do not stay silent. And of course, thank you for watching, and until next time, stay aware, stay informed, and never stop asking questions. I'll definitely see you in my next video. Please stay peaceful, stay safe.